We have wonderful weather today. Well, I mean, as long as it's above freezing, it's wonderful weather right now. The plan today is to clean the chicken coop. I've not been letting them out as much as normal because I'm so afraid of the hawk. The thing is the other day when I was petting Uni, I realized I had bugs all over me. So the chickens have mites and they have them pretty good, and I'm surprised I didn't realize it sooner. But yeah, so I'm gonna be treating their coop today and then the chickens tonight, and then doing that once a week until I've made an impact on them. And hopefully we can get these under control because they're pretty bad. Hey, Uni! You ready to get out of there, Uni? Oh, hang on, Uni. You wanna come out first? All right, let's let Uni out first. Come on, Uni. Come on, Uni. Oh, Uni. Silly chicken. What you doing? Tough guy? Alright, let's let the other ones out. You've been fighting too much. I see that. There. Alright, so the plan is to clean this coop out. I'm going to spray it down with bleach, replace all the bedding, and then tonight come back in and spray the chickens with spinosad. You coming to help? Or are you just coming to attack my broom? Is that what you came to do? Are you grumpy today? I'm just spraying their coop down with this bleach solution. I mixed it pretty strong, so hopefully that will kill these bugs in here. And then I'll just let this air dry for a while before I let the chickens back in here. I'm gonna go ahead and check these babies for mites and get their coop moved, because I'm sure they probably have them too. Honey, watch your feet. There's enough toes to worry about without worrying about your feet, Oni. Don't get him worked up. So as I was pulling the little cockerel out of the chicken tractor, he started making a racket and got the roosters all worked up. So I'm just gonna have to come back later tonight and deal with them, because I was actually kind of worried that Nonami was going to jump into the coop, and that wouldn't be a good thing. Get Nonami too worked up. So wait for this coop to dry now before I put straw back in there, because I sprayed it pretty heavy.
You don't have a tail, lady. Who ate your tail? The chicken with a tail, probably. Do you have a tail? A little bit. So I know who the culprit is.
Today I am making a pizza. I put some sausage on the smoker. Well, technically it's called pepperoni, but it's kind of more like a sausage. The sausage will go on the smoker for about 4 to 8 hours. I made these extra thin or narrow. That way they don't have to cook quite as long, because usually like the larger size sausage that I make, or pepperoni that I make, it usually takes about 5 to 8 hours. And I don't really have that kind of time today because I kind of got a late start. So hopefully 4 hours for this. So that's my big project today. It's one of the things I kind of like about things a little bit slower in the wintertime, is I get to do things like make pizza from scratch. And checking on the chickens. Hi, Oni. There's Oni. Hi, Oni. Oni thinks he's gonna get a snack. He might get a snack. I don't have cheese on hand right now, so I just make cheese for the pizza using powdered milk, and it turns out pretty good. I kind of like it that way. I don't have to worry about having organic milk on hand all the time, and I try to avoid going to the store as much as possible. Like stone, I'm motionless in this world of stories. Like stone, fixed in a framework that is moving beyond my control. The bread that I will be making for it is like just my standard bread recipe. Taking a walk down here along the driveway because it seems like the hawk that is stalking our chickens is hunting like down through this corridor on our driveway and sitting up in these trees back here. And I noticed it several times, like flying in the woods. These woods go back here behind the chickens, and I could see the hawk like flying through the woods. As you can see, this is our driveway right here. I think it's like hunting like off of these woods on both sides of the driveway, and then over there is our chickens. Quite a few times we've seen like the hawk sitting up in these trees as you come up the driveway, and it'll fly off. I think this is the spot, which is really disturbingly close to our chickens. I have just become absolutely fascinated with these hawks since we lost our little chicken Cricket, and I've really been studying up on them. And as mad as I am at that hawk for killing little Cricket, they are just such fascinating creatures. And there is a nest like really high up in this tree up there, but I don't know. Could be a hawk's nest, couldn't be, but I wouldn't expect to be able to find out this time of year. I don't see anything. Not today. In fact, I haven't seen it at all today, although I just heard one. Yep, I hear one now. All of our research into hawks and all that, dealing with this, kind of came across the sport of falconry, and wow, that is just like the coolest thing ever. Like, I didn't even know falconry was like a real kind of thing. It was just something that I always saw in movies and was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty neat. But didn't really realize anybody actually did that kind of thing. Just blew my mind. And I do believe that this hawk, the hawk that killed Cricket, and which was basically a young chicken, not a full-grown chicken, I do believe it was a juvenile hawk, because it didn't carry away that little chicken, and I'm sure that a full-grown hawk could have. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to get good like a really good look at it to be able to get like a picture of it or anything. Things are kind of going slow right now on the homestead as far as projects. I'm taking a little bit of a breather. But one of the things that we're going to have to start working on soon is getting the rooster side finished and getting the roosters separated, because Oni has kind of started to turn aggressive, and not so much towards me, a little bit, but nothing serious. But definitely has turned aggressive towards Glenn, my husband. So, and he's not too happy about having an aggressive rooster in his backyard that I won't allow him to kick. So the rooster side is going to have to be completed, and all of our next big projects are kind of on delay because there's some things going on in the background that we're kind of waiting to see how that works out before we make our next steps. And one of our next big steps after we get the chickens all sorted out would be to get some type of dairy animal here, whether it's a goat or a milk cow. But we're kind of waiting to see how some things play out before we do that. And as soon as I have something to actually update on what's coming next, I will. But for now, I think that's it today.